Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to 928 OBS Fab Shop. Okay, so today we're gonna be doing something that I believe that every shop, every garage, every guy should have, and that's a workbench. Okay, so I know a lot of you guys go with wood because it's a lot easier for anyone to work with, especially if you don't have a welder or you know, a lot of these metal working tools. But I want a table that I can weld on, so that's why I'm going with metal. So I think it's just a lot cooler. I am though, however, gonna be adding wood to this bottom frame right there. So anyways, let's get right to it. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is lay out our frame and get our pieces cut. And well, my parts, they're all already cut, roughly to size. But the thing that I didn't do is cut my 45s or, you know, way to join the angles. And let me show you what I mean by that. So as you can see, you can't really join your two angles without having, you know, a good joint. So it'll either overlap or you'll have a gap. Now I don't want either of those things. So now there's two things you can do. You can cut a 45 on each piece and join them that way. So you would cut out a 45 going this way on this piece and a 45 going down the same way on this piece, and join them and weld them down the middle like that. Or you can do another thing, which is I think what I'm gonna do is cut out basically a little square right here that will allow this piece to sit down, and that way you will weld this whole area. And I think that's a better and stronger joint, and I think it's a little bit easier than trying to cut a perfect 45. So anyways, I'm gonna do that to all of my end pieces. And basically for the frame, I'm gonna have a frame welded to the bottom of the table of the bench top. So it's gonna have a frame like this with some support in the middle, and then it's gonna have a second shelf. So I'm gonna try and first get those two frames cut and welded out, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so the best way that I have found to mark and cut is just simply put the piece that's gonna get welded to the part that you're gonna cut on top. Make sure that it's flush on the back side to the end of the angle. And it wouldn't hurt to get a square on this too. So basically, once you have it on top, flush and square, just mark your cut where it ends. Right there, and you're obviously gonna cut right here too. And it's that simple. But before you cut or weld anything, you gotta make sure that you have your safety on. Have your earplugs on, at least glasses. If you have face shield, that would be way better. And a pair of gloves. You don't wanna get cut, you don't wanna get anything in your eyes, so be safe, guys. Anyways, let's do this. Okay guys, so we have our first set of cuts made for the middle frame, the middle shelf, bottom shelf. So as you can see, it's all cut. It all fits good. So now, the next thing we're gonna do is not weld it, but tack it together. That way it'll stay in place and we'll be able to square it. If I haven't showed you before, this is my welder. I actually really like it. It's the Power MIG 210 MP. MP stands for multi-process. This welder can MIG weld, can TIG weld, can stick weld, does flux core, and it has a lot of cool technology on it that makes welding a lot easier. I actually really recommend this welder. I really like it, and sadly I don't get to use it as much as I would like to, but I think with this within this next coming few months, we'll be getting a lot more use out of it. So anyways, I'm gonna tack everything and we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so we got this whole thing tacked. One tack on every corner. And it's very important that you do only one tack per corner, because if you do more than one tack, it's gonna be really hard to get it to move so you can square it. And obviously you can use a square to square it, but believe it or not, I don't have a square. I had a bunch of tools on my last job site when I used to be a pipe fitter, and my whole toolbox got stolen with all that stuff in it, and it got stolen right at the end of the job. So the job ended, I left and never bought the tools again because I quit pipe fitting. And ever since then, I haven't really bought a square, so I probably should. But another method that you can do to square up a rectangle or a square or anything like this is to measure from corner to corner and compare your measurements. And what you want to have is equal distances. When you have equal distances from corner to corner, that means that your piece is square. So that's what I'm going to use, what I'm going to do to square up this piece. Okay guys, so we got this whole thing squared out and welded. And now the next step's gonna be just putting the legs on it. Well, actually no, welding the frame to the 1/4" piece of metal that I got, and then welding the underneath the frame to it. Basically what I'm gonna do, by the way, not the greatest welds, but it'll hold. So now the idea is to weld this to this piece of metal, and then we're gonna add kind of like bracing, you know, like an additional frame to the bottom of this. And that will be just basically to give this thing a little bit of extra strength, so it always keeps kind of nice and flat, square. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Okay guys, quick check-in. Let me show you what I've done so far. So I got that center brace, you know, reinforcement piece. Instead of kind of doing the grid, I figured that was more than enough. This thing's already kind of overkill with all the welds, and the angle should be good enough. And then we also got the legs on it, and we got it squared. And again, I forgot to buy a square, so what I ended up doing was leveling the table, the top, and then leveling the legs to the top. And it should be good enough, should be close enough for what we're doing. So now what we're gonna do is take that bottom frame and get it tacked in place. Once that bottom frame is tacked in place, we can go ahead and weld everything and probably flip it around for right now. I do have some casters for this thing, but I don't have the, I'm not gonna weld the casters straight to the table. I'm gonna weld it to like a plate with the bolt on it so we can level it. And I don't have that yet, but we'll have this thing pretty much finished by the end of today.
Priceless, spread just like a virus, living in a crisis. Do you feel courageous? Do you seek greatness? Trust me, you can take it. Go on and take your aim. I was built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the cast, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grave and put your foot on the gas. No, never stop competing, yeah.
Okay guys, and we're done with this thing. It was actually really fun doing this thing. I probably did more welds than I should have, went overkill, but I love welding, and I hardly ever get the chance to use this thing. So I went crazy with it. I had a lot of fun, and I can't wait for all the projects that I'm gonna be building on this thing. I really can't believe that it took me this long to build one, but I finally have it. Now the future plans for this thing is, like I said before, I'm gonna be adding wood to that bottom frame. And I'm also gonna be adding another frame up here and doing a pegboard so we can hang tools off of it. I still have to drill holes to mount this clamp, and I'm gonna clean it up a little bit, throw some paint on it, as well as on the whole table. Now I'm thinking about painting it black, but what do you guys think? Give me some suggestions. There's also something else I want to try, so I might actually hold off and order a can of Steal It. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's this really cool paint. So I might order some of that and paint it that color. It's silver. It's like stainless paint. You can it's weldable. It's really cool. So I might end up ordering that. And they have it in silver and in black. So either way, I can go with them. So anyways, that's gonna be it for this project. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It's a little bit different. Working on some other stuff other than just a truck. And anyways, thank you guys so much. Leave a like, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you for the next one.
In the morning when I see your face, need you more when you go, I need you more every day. keep a foot on the brake in case I lose all control.